Watersheds are a very important part of our local ecosystem, and I don't think I speak for just myself when I say that it is important to protect our watersheds. A watershed is the area around a body of water, such as a lake or a river, of which the water and snow drain into that body of water. You may be thinking, why should I care about what drains into the river? That doesn't affect me. Well, it affects everyone. Think of where you get your water. Even if you don't get your water from a lake or river, you are probably getting it from a well, which means you have your own mini watershed that you must be responsible for. Here in Saskatchewan, many of our favorite summer activities revolve around these bodies of water, such as fishing, swimming, and other water sports that we can't enjoy if the water's too polluted. The main contaminants that find their way through a watershed are household chemicals, bacteria from human and animal waste, the excess of nutrients such as nitrogen and phosphorus from farmland, and human waste. The main one I want to focus on is the excess of nutrients, because as farmers, this is one we can prevent. This is called eutrophication. The excessive amount of nutrients in the water can cause the oxygen level to fall, which kills fish and other marine wildlife. When the nutrient levels in the water are high, it causes more algae to grow. When the algae dies, it decays, and it uses a lot of oxygen, which causes the oxygen level to lower, suffocating and killing the marine wildlife. You may be thinking, what can we do as people? We can try to limit the amount of chemicals we put down the drain or on the ground. To limit the amount of fertilizer we put into the ground, we could use varieties that don't use as much fertilizer, such as legumes, which produce their own fertilizer. There are even MIT scientists who are working on a variety of cereal crops that act the same as legumes, producing their own fertilizer. We could put area around the water back into native grass and use it as pasture land, or plant alfalfa, which is a legume, and bale it for livestock. Imagine cities like Saskatoon and all the sewage it pumps into the South Saskatchewan River. All that sewage contains a high amount of nutrients that is going to waste. And we are eating nutrients that are taken off the land and then flushing them down the river. This, other than farming, is one of the big contributors to the excess nutrients in our water. Imagine if we took all that sewage and put it back onto the farmland. This has been done. The waste is heat treated and then spread over the fields, but not without controversy. Many of the residents around these areas are concerned that a lot of the manure is contaminated by bacteria such as E. coli that could get into the water and harm the population. The response is higher testing to make sure contaminated waste does not get used. And in my opinion, this is a great idea because it solves two problems: the amount of nutrients in the water and a good alternative to other fertilizers.